The reason why dating feels so incredibly hard right now is because we currently have gender wars, but we also have an imbalance of energy. More men are now turning more passive, okay, which is deemed as feminine traits, and more women are turning more masculine. When you have gender wars, there will be no harmony. There will be no let's exist in peace. It's really every man for themselves. Women have got to a point now where they realize they don't need men for survival. So men are now panicking because in order for a man to feel good about himself, he needs to feel needed. But women don't really need you guys anymore. They don't. I know so many women who are like marriage-free, child-free, living life, happy, growing, thriving, like the list goes on. So this is the problem that men are having. The reason why it was easier for you guys to date women back in the day was because women actually didn't have options. They didn't have avenues that they can go down. So women were actually coming from a place of scarcity rather than abundance. Now, women have an abundant mindset. They don't need to settle. They do not. They actually don't. Men want us to settle because if women don't settle, then that means men aren't going to be picked anymore.
It's not natural for women to submit because the creator never submits to its creation. That's not how nature works. That's not how intelligence works or how life organizes itself. There's nowhere in the animal kingdom where you see a patriarchal system as default. You'll see cooperation or role differentiation, although there are some species where you do see matriarchal leadership, but there's never a patriarchal leadership. That's not natural. What happened in history was a heist. Once humans got private property, developed agriculture, and developed inheritance systems, control over women became strategic. This is where the heist began. So because women are the ones that produce the heirs, biologically, women are the only ones that ever know with certainty if that child is theirs. So logically, inheritance and property ownership should have followed the woman's lineage. Last names should be the woman's last name. But instead, men used physical force, fear, and law to dominate women. So submission was never natural, it was enforced. Women were kept at home, uneducated, told to remain pure, kept economically dependent, and kept isolated so they wouldn't hear and know that what's happening is wrong. This was never about God or order or nature. This was always about control. And once you see that clearly, submission stops looking virtuous and starts looking exactly like what it is, a power grab. So don't fall for that, ladies.
Tell me why every day I go out looking adorable, bouncing, skin glistening, and yet nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever. Oh my God, like please. I'll take a construction worker catcall at this point. Please.
The most interesting part about these videos now that I'm seeing more and more often is that women are so disconnected from where it's coming from, and they're making these videos as if they're like upset at men, and they're like attacking men for not doing these things, for not being men, and for not approaching. And they don't make the connection that it was actually because of messaging that they have received from other women. But men know it. They know where it's coming from. And so they see videos like this, and it's just like another thing that women are not taking accountability for. This is an all too common complaint that we are seeing, especially on social media, where women have talked again, and again to men that they don't want to be approached. They don't want to be catcalled. They don't even want to be looked at sometimes. And this is the result. Men have listened and they're not doing these things anymore. But now we're seeing that because of that, because there's been more follow through from men, we're getting a little bit more of these videos where women are now actually complaining.
So check this out. You're about to go out on a date. You already sent the location. You guys confirmed the time. She's about to get ready. You Uber there because you're not driving. But last minute, she asks, are you picking me up? You then say, oh, I'm not even driving. I would have planned that in advance for sure.
Why didn't you plan it then?
She then asks, okay, can you send me a car? Now, here's an important test here because most guys would immediately fall within her frame.
Fall within her frame? What are we talking about?
They would send the car, send the Uber, whatever, what's your address. They would create an inconvenience for themselves, given that they've already taken the Uber, if it means satisfying her.
Now, he goes on to say that she's being disrespectful to his time and how she wants princess treatment, which is not how I see it, but who am I to say, right? How I do see it, though, is This is poor planning on your part as a man. Me personally, when I ask a woman on a date and she says yes, I assume full responsibility. I'm going to choose the location, the time, and the method of transportation. And this right here is a clear case of poor planning and probably miscommunication also. And this could have been resolved with one simple question. What time can I pick you up? And then you leave it up to her to decide, am I comfortable enough to ride with you, or do I want to ride in an Uber by myself? That is it. There is no disrespect here. There is no waste of time. There is no princess treatment. This is just poor planning on your part as a man. We need to do better.
At some point in time, keep on complaining about men not being chivalrous and men not being traditional. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to line up, or a man is not going to talk.
When am I getting my apology? When am I getting my apology? I just want to let y'all know, I told y'all these was bluffing. I told y'all they could settle. We just got the story. It was 9 on an air mattress. Type of princess treatment is that? That y'all so claim that y'all are princesses and queens and y'all don't settle for less. Oh, shut the up. That didn't even have even Princess Shrek ugly ass Fiona was in a tower. Had a dragon protecting that puss. Y'all on an air mattress. The same who need a $300 steak dinner before they can talk to you? That need their hair and makeup done before they talk to you? Oh my Lord. Y'all don't even know why I really started making content for real. Cause I done beat up so many. I'm sorry, I take that back. I was so tired of looking at who I knew in real life that I had encounters with get on the internet popping shit like they that when I know you met in 2 hours in the bathroom and he didn't have to buy you a drink. My videos really started off as subs for real. That I fought because I couldn't do nothing because I know they were calling people on me. But then I started to realize that I'm saying y'all get offended by, so it's not just these. It's all y'all. Y'all all stupid. And I'm never gonna be a stupid dumb like y'all. So I'm always gonna speak on what type of princesses get on air mattresses. I'm waiting for the answer.
I'm a woman. So what you saying? I said women don't like dudes who got their own, who don't need them. They rather deal with men who are not that intellectually aggressive, who gonna let them say what they want and do what they want. They rather deal with a man like, not saying you like that, but most women out here don't want to deal with a man who gonna say, baby, nah, don't wear that. Nah, baby, don't talk like that. They don't really want to deal with that. They rather deal with a dude who let them say and do whatever they want to do. And they think if a man be a man, he's toxic.
So my question was, do you with a real woman?
Let me answer that question.
And the reason why I asked
I'm
is because if you with a real woman, she's going to agree with you. Hey, maybe I shouldn't step outside wearing this,
I respect that, baby.
nasty ass shit.
Let me answer that. This is the problem. The real woman is standing too close to the hose, so we don't know the difference until we start talking to y'all. No, listen. I met a lot of women. It don't mean, I don't care if they from the hood. I don't care if they got 2 parents. Their interests are the same. It's like right now, right? If you see 10 lions coming down the street, are you going to try to figure out which lion going to bite your ass or not? You're going to be like them 10 lions. So unfortunately, the real woman agree with too much these on, so we don't know the difference.
Fellas, here's 6 things I do that keeps me intentional in my relationship. Number 1, I communicate even when it's uncomfortable. I don't let things build up. Something's off, we talk about it right away. Having healthy communication, being honest about how you feel, build trust. And that creates a healthy relationship. Number 2, I give her reassurance. She shouldn't have to question how I feel about her. I make that clear through my words and my actions. Reassurance is about emotional security. When your woman feels secure, she's gonna show up softer, gonna be more supportive, and she's gonna be more at peace. Number 3, I make time. Making time for your person is important. I always make time, whether it's putting our phones down, just being present with each other, working out together, or planning a date every other week. Number 4, I move with a purpose, not my emotions. A lot of men move on how they feel in the moment, and that leads to inconsistency. It's where the discipline show up. I don't let my emotions control how I show up. Number 5, I consider her. Big gestures are nice, but they are not what keep a relationship alive. It's the small, consistent things that you do that builds a relationship. I always consider my girl, whether I'm thinking about what she needs in her house, needs for her kids, or what she needs for herself. I'm always thinking about how I can make her life better. Number 6, I protect what we building. I'm mindful about how I move in our relationship. Don't put myself in situations that can create temptation, doubt, or disrespect to my woman. Being intentional is not about doing the most. Being an intentional man, making sure that your woman feels secure in a relationship so that the relationship can work.
And modern women want to continue to ask, where are the men who beg? Where are the men who are willing to, be outside your door with a boombox and all that other stuff? And you really honestly and truly have to ask the question, is that something that you would do if people didn't really like you like that? And they all over the internet talking about, don't really like him like that. I didn't really like him like that. And they have to do like astronomical acts and feats in order to get your attention and try to convince you to like them, to date them, to go out with them or something like that. Oh, your father kept on pestering me for 8 months straight. And, finally, when I had been passed around the whole town and the whole town didn't want me, I finally decided to go with him. What?
Do you teach femininity?
I do.
Why do you have to teach femininity?
Because women have lost it today.
How did they lose it?
Because they're trying to compete with men as men, and we've lost our femininity.
So you think femininity is just talking like this?
Absolutely not. That's not me at all.
No, you're African.
I am.
Do you know they're fierce African warrior women?
Absolutely, but they're still feminine. People do what they have to do in the time that they live to survive.
Femininity is about fighting. Females, lions, fight to the while the male sits back. Women and mothers, like you said, fight for their children. You said it's manly to fight. Which one is it?
Nobody is feminine 100% of the time. All I'm saying is there is a natural biology.
So is it wrong for your sons to cry if their turtle dies?
If he's a boy, that's expected. If he's a man, absolutely
so
not.
So if a man gets punched in the face and
he's going to punch you back.
So wait, men can't cry?
I never said that.
Yes, you just
did. Are you
did.
Listening?
You just said it.
I said we are not masculine 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And we are not feminine 100% of the
who's
time.
gonna govern that?
The women that come to me, because you said I shouldn't be the authority. I am not the authority. I am just a mom on the internet. But women come to me because they want what I have. They see something in me that they do not see in somebody like you. And they say, you know what, Maggie, I would love to have a relationship like yours. I would love to be able to communicate like you. I would like to be able to keep my composure like you. I would love to be able to have respect of men that do not know me.
If you break it down fundamentally, 56% of marriages end in divorce. Like, think about, that's the ones that end in divorce. So how many people, what percentage stay together for the kids? Or because they don't want to give away half their, another 10%? That's conservative.
Conservative.
But let's say 20% then, okay?
That's at least right.
You now have a technology that fails 76% of the time. That's insane. That's insane. That's more likely than not. 76%. If I told you there's a 76% chance when you walk out the door today you're going to get hit in the head with a bowling ball, you would not go out, or you'd wear a helmet for sure. But people just continue to get married. Not only do they continue to get married, there's a presumption that you should get married. And if you don't get married, there's something wrong with you. So if you've got a girlfriend and you've been with her for 5 years, and you say to someone, we're getting married, they go, oh, that's great. They don't go, why? You're happy. Why would you get married? Like, everything's going fine. Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you run that risk? If you say to someone, we've been together 5 years, and we've decided we're not going to get married. We're going to move in together, but we're not going to get married. Ooh, what's wrong? You have intimacy issues? What's your problem? Meanwhile, 56% end in divorce. It's literally fits the legal definition of negligence.
A dark truth a lot of men won't accept is, for every woman that you want to date, you need to be 2 times better than her. What does that mean? You can't look at the woman that's your equal and expect her to be into you. You can't expect her to be into you because you're her equal. The average woman wants to date a man who's 2 times better than her. So if she makes 50,000, you got to make 100,000. That's not bad, right? But if she make 150,000, you got to make 300,000. So that means you don't qualify if y'all make the same amount of money, right? It may be more or less for some women, right? Usually the prettier, the more higher the expectations. And I don't want to talk about the data because a lot of you beta male, data crunchers, y'all gonna sit up here and try to argue this. But it's 100% true. You have to be 2 times better than the woman that you're trying to date. And this is the dark reality. So for all you guys who on the couch, lazy, playing a video game, ain't getting no money, y'all got a harsh reality on the way, man. I'm talking about major depression. I'm talking about major struggling and suffering. You got to get up and do something, man.
My boyfriend and I have been together a little over a year. He works in tech sales and makes really good money. And I'm a teacher, so I definitely do not make anywhere close to what he does. Last Christmas, he bought me this $700 designer purse that I did ask for, but I got him a map of where the stars were the night we met, which I thought was pretty cute. He kind of felt cheated because the prices weren't even close. He thinks equal spending means equal effort in the relationship. I think effort is about how thoughtful the gift is, not how much it costs, because people make different amounts of money. Anyway, this year he wants us to set a spending minimum for Christmas so our gifts are fair. I don't think asking for one big gift means I have to keep up with his income for the rest of our relationship.
If you're a rich person, if you expect everyone else to be able to afford your taste, you're just delusional, because no one's going to take out a credit card so you have a nice Christmas.
Well,
however, I would like to say, let me finish my justice.
Go ahead.
If that's the case, I also don't think it's fair if you know that your partner can't afford it or has a bunch of money for you to ask for a $700 purse. Personally, like if I was balling, if I won the lottery, I would hook up my family so fat, like period, point blank. You know what I'm saying?
And you wouldn't expect them to do anything for you?
Absolutely not.
That ain't me, sis. I'll be pissed. If I give you a $700 purse, you're giving me a $700 something. You ain't even gonna give me $650 nothing. I'm keeping a tab.
And you have a lot of these modern women that are stunned. They're shocked that a lot of men are opting out of dating. A lot of men are walking away, right? And they often chalk it up to, well, the man is probably heartbroken. The man is probably defeated. He's probably bitter. He's stressed. He's this, he's all of that. But really, I think it comes down to a lot of times, a lot of modern women try to put a lot of pressure on men. They try to make a man feel like he's less than. They try to make it seem like a man needs to put up with their inconsistency. A man needs to put up with their chaos. A man needs to put up with their drama. A man needs to allow them to talk to him crazy and disrespect him. Absolutely not.
If the man goes out, he makes all the decisions. He brings all the money. The women have no say so except for, hey, I cook, I take care of the kids. When you come home, I cook your dinner. Whenever you want to have sex, we have. That's basically, she takes care of the household duties. Whatever decision needs to be made, he makes a decision. Her opinion really doesn't. No, I'm just saying. That's my decision.
Oh.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Do I think that will last in this time frame? No, because a lot of women don't operate on that point. A lot of women have their own rights. They have their own goals. They have their own standards that they set, which they rightfully so have to, and they need to go out there. And I mean, society right now, the money, the way things cost nowadays, it's not realistic. You can't live off of a black man's salary. Realistically, nowadays, most black men only make $40,000 a year. You ain't gonna build no family off of that unless you're gonna be in debt. Let's be realistic here. So you need
can't even build a single life off.
Yeah,
that.
you need to have a two income household, and that's why I think traditional wise that doesn't work. And me personally, I think everybody should have their own opinion, their own rights, their own thoughts of how they move. So this me being the head and saying, hey, this is what we're gonna do, this is how we're gonna do it. I don't believe in it. I think each party should be able to come together and make a joint decision.
I decided to ask my best friend if he could pick up my meds from the pharmacy for me. And I felt awful about it because I didn't want to create a burden. And he was so kind and understanding. And he just said, it's not a problem. I just want you to feel better. And in that moment, I burst into tears. Because I am not used to being taken care of. And he wanted to take care of me. And after a lifetime of just being sick on my own, the experience of having somebody want to take care of you.
Sherilyn?
I'm gonna be single forever. As a joke, you know? But bro, I don't think it's a joke anymore.
Why does she want to be with me? It doesn't make any sense. You, of all people, know that I'm just the weird detour you take before you find the guy you want to be with. I basically just help women realize.
If you see me out with another man and you're truly trying to pursue me, I feel like the only correct response is to, next time you take me out, you go 10 times harder than what you see me doing with the other dude. Like, at the end of the day, y'all are in competition. You getting up and quitting and getting a fit about your opponent doing their job completely defeats the purpose. Get in the field.
This is your brain on reality TV, because that's the only place you can get this sort of thinking from. Because if you've been alive longer than 10 minutes, you would know this would be a complete turnoff for a man. So he obviously thought you were in wifey category. He's just going to put you in non-wifey category. Women have this ridiculous delusional notion that men are going to be competing, especially knowingly competing for you. Why would we do that when we control access to relationships? That makes no sense. We're just going to take you from one category and put you in the other. And just listen to the delusion that I see you doing something with another guy, so the next time I take you out, I'm going to take you to a more expensive place and do more. Are you insane? The audacity and the narcissism that women today, it is so striking to me.
You know, a lot of these modern women are continuing to ask for a traditional man. I want a man that's chivalrous. I want a man that is a complete gentleman, right? I can't seem to find that man. Men keep on walking beside me, behind me, past me. They see me struggling. Why are men doing that? I need to get my stuff on the airplane, my bags down. Men just kept on walking past me. Men pass me while I'm trying to get my stroller up on the stairs. What are they doing? Modern women have cried, hollered, kicked, and screamed. I can do it by myself. Get away from me. I don't need no man's help. Get away. And when a man says, okay, you ain't said nothing but a word, I got other things to do. And that man does that. And so now you're upset because a man, I see you need help, but you told me that you were good. When my friends tell me they're good, I don't pry. I mind my business. And now you've stepped in the role of one of his friends. They want me to leave him alone. I'm going to leave him alone. I'm going to check on him, but I'm going to leave him alone. I'm going to respect his boundary as a man. And now y'all are being treated like men and you don't like it.
I see girls commenting saying that they would love to be approached by a man, and I just want to say I don't believe you.
Oh, I believe women want to be approached. Oh, 100%. Women aren't lying that they want to be approached. There's just a few things you have to take into consideration about this. Number one is they want to be approached by men they find attractive, right? And I think you went on in some of your videos and you did talk about how attraction matters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And I say it all the time, that attraction matters. And that's what a lot of women want. Women just want men who they find attractive to approach them. Now, there's also women who want men to approach them, whether they find them attractive or not, because they really do want that validation, right? That's why there is a lot of women who go, oh, I want you to approach me, just because they're just, whether they like you or not, or want you to or not, from an attractive standpoint, they just want the validation. They want people to hit on them. It's that free, feel good juice, as you can say. You know, it feels good. You know, when someone hits on you, even though you know you're not attracted to them, the fact that someone hit on you will make you feel good, right? There you go. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But no, women 100% want men to approach. I mean, rates are sky high. So I mean, people, yeah.
If you feel like your husband is distant from you emotionally, this could be why. You are not giving him peace, which is the one thing that every man not only wants, but needs. Now, I could sit here and give you a list of things to do, like initiate more often, keep the house clean, don't nag him or cook for him often. And all these things can help create peace, but you can still do every single one of these things and your house still feel tense if it is not overflowing from a place of respect in your heart. When a man truly feels respected, he feels safe. He feels like he can come home and finally drop his swords. That is what empowers and enables him to be able to open up to you emotionally. Again, respect goes way deeper than just doing all of the right things. It comes from genuinely caring about his well-being. And when you have this heart posture of respect, submission and service onto your husband doesn't feel forced. naturally begins to increase. You begin to joyfully cook for him or joyfully pick up after him without building resentment. So that all sounds great, but how do we actually get there? It does not come by willpower, but it comes through Christ. When you know Jesus and you commit to being a disciple of his, not only does your heart change, but the fruit of the Spirit ends up becoming something that your husband can actually eat off of. Submission to Christ first is how you cultivate a peaceful home for your husband, and watch him begin to open up to you emotionally.
Let me just talk about this for a second. Okay, so what y'all be doing is y'all be putting men in the friend zone that are in the husband zone. And the reason why you put them in the friend zone is because of your own mindset and perspective and the way you actually view men. You view men for their pockets. You view men for what they can do for you, not knowing that this man is a whole husband. What is wrong with you? You gonna friend zone a man that's a husband? He's not a friend, he's a husband. But y'all sit up here and y'all got it so misconstrued out here, it's crazy. You will sit up there, you will put a good man on the back burner, and you will go over here and you will Ray and Earl and little Charlie and little Zoop for free. Raw. But yet you will friend zone a good man who will actually be there for you emotionally, financially, spiritually, and will secure your future. You could actually build with this man, but you sit up here and friend zone him, and you use him, and you use him, and you use him. Girl, get that.
This is another one for the dads in the audience dealing with a high conflict ex or a difficult ex. So in my work with blended families, one thing I observe a lot is that dads avoid boundaries because they hate conflict. They think, I just want peace. I don't want more drama. It's easier just to let it go. I don't want the kids to get caught in the middle. So they keep tolerating things that are draining them and putting a strain on their relationship with their new partner. Last minute schedule changes, excessive texting, manipulation, lovely guilt trips, using the kids as messengers, expecting instant access to your time and attention, for example. And because avoiding conflict feels better in the moment, they keep doing it. But short-term relief creates long-term chaos. Boundaries may feel uncomfortable briefly in the moment, but they're going to create stability later on. And no, you can't control whether your ex likes them. She's probably not going to like them. She's benefit from you not having them. And you can't guarantee she's going to respond well. And no, boundaries won't magically turn her into an easy person. But they will show you what you're available for and what you're not. Here's an example of what some boundaries could sound like. Please use the parenting app for kid-related communication. I'm not discussing adult issues over text. I need 24 hours notice for schedule changes unless it's an emergency. I'll talk when their conversation is respectful. The kids don't need to carry messages between us. You do not need to set yourself on fire, my friend, to keep the peace. Sometimes peace comes because you finally set the boundary, because you decide that it's time. So if you're co-parenting with a high conflict ex, follow me or keep following me. I talk about practical ways to keep your peace and to parent stronger.
Last year, I was a really terrible wife. Not because I didn't love my husband, but because I was prideful and I wanted control, and I thought that I knew what was best. I rolled my eyes more than I prayed. I criticized more than I encouraged, and I thought that submission was a dirty word. Little did I know the safety and security I would find being under biblical authority. I treated leadership like a threat instead of a gift, and I was constantly trying to change him, but God really needed to change me. This year, I am choosing a different way. I am choosing God's way. I am learning that submission is not silence, it is strength under control. I'm learning that honoring my husband does not mean that I am shrinking, but I am rising to the calling of a godly wife. I still mess up. A lot. I'm not perfect. But instead of fighting, I am praying. And instead of being full of bitterness, I am choosing to give it all to the Lord. Instead of why isn't he doing more, it's how can I serve him? God's design for marriage is nothing like the world's. but it's healing my heart and it's healing my home. I am not the wife that I used to be, and every single day I praise God for that. This is the year for women to rise up and stop settling for worldly marriages, but start fighting for godly ones, to build homes on truth and not trends. This is the year that we turn from the world and turn to the Word and build marriages that last. Bye.
The thing everybody likes to say is people have options. Everybody has options. But I want you to try something in real life. Say it out loud in front of the actual human being. Yes, she's one of my options. Watch that whole room freeze over, because the word only works at a distance. The second it touches a real person, it just sounds wrong. And that's your first signal about it. Because if a concept cannot survive contact with the situation it describes, it's probably not describing reality. It's describing a model people invented. And people say they have options because they're interested in a lot of people. That's like saying you cook dinner because you open the fridge a lot. Looking at the food is not the same as cooking it.
All right, Lil Bro, you're doing too much. It's not that complex. And this is what happens when people's thoughts are tangential instead of linear and logical. He's conflating a few ideas and also equivocating on the word option to fit his statements, meaning he's just making a logical fallacy and changing the definition of the word option to mean whatever he wants it to mean. Now, the definition of the word option simply means a thing that is or may be chosen. Now, if you're lying or telling the truth, that does not negate the fact that it's still an option. Now, some men value is high enough and they can afford to tell the woman the truth where the woman will not disqualify him. Other men are losers and they got to lie to women in order to maintain that woman to be an option. Women, on the other hand, they got guys in a friend zone for 10 to 20 years and that dude is a dork sitting in friend zone waiting as an option to be her mate. Options is a thing. He's talking as if it's relative and people really ain't got options. No. People got options. Maybe you ain't got no options. There's relationship options. There's options for different people. And if you're a woman, you even got a free dinner date option. Now, I do debate nights every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I debunk weird ideologies like this.
You know, it's funny because a lot of these modern women, they'll come to a first date with a list of things. Literal lists of things that they're expecting from a guy. I want you I want your therapist. I want the exact number. I want the exact number of therapy sessions that you've gone to within the last 3 weeks. How long were they? What object lessons did you learn from that? Which the object lessons I really don't have a problem with, but they want to grill you on the questions that they want to know. But all it takes from you is one question, 2 questions, one question actually. Let me jump it back down to one question. What do you bring to the table? And then the date is over. They beat and ask you about your family history. And then one question is like, oh yeah, you're pretty thorough. Now, let me go ahead and ask you. What do you bring to the table? Oh man,